Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Nordic, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am live. I see it over there. Sorry to be a couple of minutes late. I needed coffee. This morning started with this, but it must be Thursday, and I think I was up too late chit-chatting with people. But that is okay. I'm on the wrong screen. Dang it. See what happens when I'm up late. Anyways, let's get this party started. My name is Sincerely George, and I want to welcome you to the XRP Community Update. So this morning in the spotlight, we have our dear community member and guy who definitely is making us wait, Chip from the XRP Minute. Many of you probably know Chip. A while back, he was creating these short videos that he would post out on Twitter, and they were very, very engaging. Well, he's expanded out to having his own YouTube channel, and I had to make him the XRP Spotlight Person of the Day because he just reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he is having a party tonight on YouTube. So the party starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope I have that right, but he keeps saying at this time every day, and for me, that is 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and there will be a bunch of different giveaways, a lot of people there just joining in the fun. I heard him on his last live stream, and he said he would be kicking things off right after the XRP Zoo. So if it's not starting right at 8 p.m., you know when it will be starting. And I'm horrible with times, so don't look to me. But Chip seems to be doing a lot. And like I said, he is one that makes us wait. Like, what is down with this OTC? Who's down with OTC? That's what I want to know. Who is down with OTC and the Yeti coin? Why not throw the Yeti coin in there as well? He often comes into a lot of different chats and will say, what's up with Yeti? Where's the Yeti coin? Or who's down with OTC? So if you're like me, you're wondering what this OTC is, and I've been badgering about it. Tell us what it is. We want to know. So maybe he'll give us a hint tonight during his live stream. I plan on being there. I have plans to get together with another person in the community, and sadly, I might have to break that engagement because I want to be at this party, right? Like, look at this. Look at this. Creates this stuff, right? Is the wait worth it? Oh my goodness, it's the hardest part. So I hope you will join us tonight. I will be there, so it'll be a great opportunity to catch up, and I will be fully engaged, not even working on my own stuff in the background as I often am, trying to get ready for my own show because I'm there for the party. So you guys better keep it real. That's all I have to say. So on YouTube, his channel is the XRP Minute. And so I think Chip has taken up enough of my time considering he is married and highly skilled and off doing busy things. Let's move on because we have some very interesting developments. What the heck? Skip right now. Remind me later. Things popping up. Things just popping up all over the place. Get out of here. I don't want that update message right now. I'm in the middle of things. Anyways, R3, plagued by internal conflicts over quota. This is what I woke up to this morning and I was like, what? No, no, no problems with R3. I don't want to hear about problems with this company. That was the bane of the Ripple existence for a while with their lawsuit and all the love and attention they've received. So for people who are unaware of what Corda is, and R3 is the company, Corda is the product that they have. Corda is an open source blockchain project designed for businesses from the start. Only Corda allows you to build interoperable blockchain networks that transact in strict private, right? So I actually went to the Corda boot camp when I was at South by Southwest this year, and you know, let me back up. Let me back away from that story. I love R3, but one of the key things about Corda is the notary infrastructure to validate uniqueness and sequencing of transactions without global broadcast. So what that really speaks to is privacy. The fact that you're operating within, sort of a cocoon or a small area where all of your focus is on what's going on between the actors that are within that group. And that's what Corda allows. It's developed, as they say, for businesses, but in my opinion, it's more developed for, megacorps. Megacorps being those that are super large. You wonder where they begin and end. And most predominantly for banks to be able to transact between each other in total privacy. So it's like two people sitting in a room having a conversation. Nobody outside of the room knows what's going on until somebody goes outside of the room and shares that. When I saw Corda, when I went to the Corda boot camp at South by Southwest this year, they were really talking about their architecture, getting prepared for the hackathon that was going to be happening at the conference. And, I had lots of questions. Of course, I had lots of questions. I was there first. I actually have, I don't know. Ooh, I got to show this because I'm so proud of it. I got coffee on it, and you can call me a faker if you want, but I have a whole collection of Corda stuff. I have Corda, 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 Corda. I got a laptop bag, if you're wondering what this is. So I have a laptop bag, which I use and go to work with every day. It's a bit big, but that's okay. It's swag. I also got a ton of stickers. I love stickers. It's the one thing I got the most of at Google I/O. But never mind. Enough about that. Enough about that and my swag, my need for stickers. But they're very focused on privacy, and they didn't like my questions. They didn't like the questions I was coming up with because the more they went into it, I had signed up to become a certified developer on their platform, and so that's the big reason why I went. And as I having done some of the training for it and having an understanding of their architecture and how things were constructed, I had some big questions about how value becomes I'm trying to find good words for this, but how value becomes recognized to people outside of the room. Remember, I just gave you that example of if you're in a room and you're having a conversation, nobody else can hear the conversation. And the thing that I was really butting up against in their online documentation was how does the conversation that happened in the room become validated when I go outside of the room and say, yeah, he just sold me his house, right? How does anybody outside of the room know that that house even exists? How do they know that you actually gave me that house? And they seem to be stumbling over that. And I bring that up not because I want to, rag on R3 and what they're developing with Corda. I think that they've probably developed a good project, a good product. Nonetheless, I think that what in an aim to try and be blockchain yet a DLT centered company, they may have lost some of their roots in what they're exactly trying to do because they want to be able to support any and all digital assets on their platform and allow organizations to decide what that is and how that'll work. So when I asked the question, like, how does anybody know what happened outside of the room? They said that their most preferred not regulator. I'm not always good with my words, but the person that would watch over things and validate who's who and what's valid within the environment would be a central bank. And I was like, you need a central bank to opt in on this? Okay. And yeah, they stopped asking me questions. I had a lot of questions. I'm one of those people that you want in your training because I get the conversations going, but I'm also that person that you don't want there because I keep the questions going. But yeah, it was such a fun thing. It was really very enjoyable, and it's a great team. They're very bright development team. Nonetheless, as many of you guys know, and I've labored that too long, SBI has made a massive investment in R3 for the Corda. So, earlier in January, SBI announced a new venture with Corda for new platforms that would provide collaboration with R3's global office and the Corda partners. Eventually, the plan to expand the business across the Eastern Asian region. SBI Holdings, which is the largest outside shareholder in R3, has a 60% stake in the new entity, while R3 has 40%. So SBI is like locked and loaded in this. And I know I've gone off on a tangent and you're wondering, why does any of this matter? Well, I'm taking you back here, but R3 is plagued by internal conflicts over Corda, and they have they've received massive funding from SBI, who is a major giant in the Ripple community. In addition, Swift, R3 is also supposed to be working with Swift, and this came out in June. Global interbank messaging giant Swift has revealed it will now allow blockchain firms to use its global payment innovation GPI platform for near real-time payments. In a report published late last week, and again, we're talking about in June, Swift said that following a successful proof of concept with R3, Corda platform, it would soon be enabling GPI payments on DLT, distributed ledger technology based trading platform. All right, so Swift is out there making announcements about how they can message faster, which is fantastic. I'm so happy that they can message faster. But through a relationship with R3 and the use of Corda, they would actually be able to settle. And here, it's also notable that R3 began testing its Corda settler payments engine with XRP, the native cryptocurrency of Ripple, promoting a fusion of excitement among Ripple supporters. Um, and I highlighted this, but I'm running out of time. So R3 has, deals and partnerships going on with Swift, SBI, and other organizations. They predominantly provide software for banks. And so I'm really interested in this because, in June, there's discussions about R3 going for broke. So just going down this rabbit hole, it seems as though the engineers and management at R3 are actually at a point of disagreement. What is with sneezing in the middle of a live stream? Brain, honestly. All right, back to what I was saying. So engineers versus management at R3. R3 is facing rumblings around amongst its core ranks, but it may not be alone. So as I was talking about, when I was at South by Southwest, they had their engineers there, and I think, did I close that? I did. They are traveling the globe trying to help build out the amount of developers that are capable of developing solutions that utilize Corda. And they go out, they teach developers, they have boot camps for a couple of days, do hackathons. So they're really trying to spread knowledge around what Corda is, how to use it, and how to get it set up. But sources close to the blockchain giant R3 say that engineers and senior management fundamentally disagree over the future of Corda. So what does that mean, right? Like, if you guys can't even agree on what your goal is, you guys were not thinking with a peanut butter manifesto mindset. Like, what is going on at R3? And, when I read this, I thought it was pretty interesting because they're talking about the 3-year itch. And I'm like, 3 years? Really? Developers stick around for 3 years? You obviously got awesome software if you can get a developer to stick around for 3 years. They're code slingers for hire. That's what they do. They want to be working on the next great thing. Sticking around at a company, you're just a maintenance developer. So or you work for a really good company with awesome benefits, or you love what you do. But a lot of developers, especially developers in the innovation space, really want to get in, figure out how something works, and move on. They get bored really easily. They're willing to sling code for hours, 18 hours a day, eat pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the cafeteria downstairs where they can get a large Coke or highly caffeinated drink is where they'll spend time when they're not at their desk playing some random game or video game. If you've ever been to the Google campus in, oh goodness, I'm really not finding my words this morning. This sucks. It really sucks. But yes, oh goodness, I'm not finding my words. I slept okay, but if you've in Redwood City, anyways, Palo Alto. Let's just go with Palo Alto. If you've ever been out to the Google campus in Palo Alto, they'll often open themselves up so you can go in for meetups, tech-related meetups they host there. And it's packed. And they have a kitchen. They have buses that take you to San Francisco if you work on site. They have bowling alleys and a ton of other offers for employees just so you stay there. So, a lot of Google employees stay with Google for a long time. They have great benefits and they're always developing new stuff. But what's the thing with R3? How are they treating their developers? And if they can't even come up with a base, this is what we're developing, this is the box that we're sticking in, they're going to lose developers because you don't want to be slinging code for something that has no vision. And, this article really points to, and I'll include the articles so that you guys can go into this at more depth. But disgruntled former employees are nothing new, but a dedicated group chat of over a dozen engineers criticizes their employer. And R3 is one of the more predominant ventures in the blockchain space, having raised an eye-watering $120 million in funding from middlemen cutting creation and now counting over 200 employees across offices in New York, Brazil, and London. Um, so in the chat, there's documentations over whether or not DLT is the right way to go, or should they be going with more of a Bitcoin maximalist blockchain approach, right? So DLT is what we use in the XRP ecosystem. It is a DLT, and really blockchain is just a derivative of a DLT. It's how the transactions and the ecosystem is protected, but they're both DLT. So this conversation that they're having is really sort of confusing me. But the fact that the amount to run Corda is a 5-figure monthly bill for cloud services, and then they have a licensing fee of about the same, right? $100,000 to run. Um, did I get that right? I am flipping out of it this morning. I haven't had enough coffee. I'm very upset. But the fact that you have to run the Corda, not you have to run Corda in the cloud, but Corda is running in the cloud. The solution is, and that's where they're building it out, and they're just bleeding money at this point. And then for anybody that wants to run Corda, they have to run their own instance of it because it's private. You're in a room by yourself, so they could look forward to the same bill as a subscriber or a user of Corda. And I'm really, this really caught my attention. Everything else I was going to talk about today just sort of fell to the side because I'm really concerned about what's going on at R3. R3 has been one of those groups that's been out in industry that we've looked at and said, look, here's R3 over here with Corda. They're making great strides. They're in working with Swift. They may not, Ripple may not have these relationships, but Corda, which has at its foundation the ability to work with XRP, it's what was used to begin with. It's the token model that has been pushed forward, even though it can work with other blockchains. I'm a little bit concerned about what's going on at Corda, especially if they have an exodus of about 10% of its workforce, right? And Corda being a technology company, I care about people that work in HR and all those other departments. But when we're talking about 10% of their workforce, we're talking about people that work in engineering and people that support engineering. So this is really concerning to me, and I'm hoping to dig into it more. But as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, there's concerns that they're spreading themselves too thin and really not focused on what the real value is that they're providing their customers. So I'm really interested in hearing what you guys have to say. I've rambled on about this. Is this something I should be concerned about? Let's go to the chat. I've got good news as well. Flora, my friend, gave me good news yesterday when I was talking to her, so I want to share that with you. So let's go to the chat. I want to know, what do you guys think about this R3? Like, is this something we should be concerned about? Do you think people at Ripple are like losing sleep over the fact that R3 is, R3 and the Corda group, the engineer group, are sort of at discontent? Do you think any of the R3 developers might apply for some of those jobs at Ripple so that they can iterate faster? Like, what's up? What's up? I want to know. So the first one into the chat today was RTB. Oh my goodness, I feel honored and lucky. Followed by Jungle Inc., The Great Pate, myself, Nordic Ann. Fantastic to have you here, Nordic Ann, Jay Vaughn, Albertina F. Nate, another Nate, not Pate, but Nate, the project, Baba Shipes, Mr. B, welcome, Mr. B. It's your first time in here. Silhouette Park Farms, Mr. B again. Leonel, good morning, LW. Oh, goodness. Chris, XRP, awesome to have you here. Good afternoon. Yorkshire George, hello, awesome to have you here. I love watching you mow your lawn. Who else? Thomas the Texas fam. Fantastic to have you here. Pre-Pro Tuck. Who else? XRP Carolina. You made it. That's awesome. I hope you're having a good day at work. Danny Torres. Who else do we have in here? I see Bob Moneybags. All of you guys, if you weren't here when I first started, don't forget about Chip's live stream today. He is going to be giving away stuff. He will be giving away stuff. I want to win, so watch out for me. I'm more than willing to win there. Lots of stuff going away. Ahmed Ali, happy to have you here. Zebits, good morning, my friend. Anybody else that wants this shout out? Calvin Knight. Awesome to have you here as well. Making everything go accordingly. Please fix the problems at XR at at R3. Go give them raises or something. XRP Angel Connie, awesome to have you here this morning. And Tina Hall. Wow, what a great group of people. The Southern Belle, that is awesome. I think I Southern Belle, I think I'm stalking you or you're stalking me. I'm not sure which one, but it's awesome to have you here this morning. So everybody, what do you guys think about this R3 news? Like I'm really a bit yeah, I it took me in a completely different direction this morning because I thought I would break this before Jungle came out and told me what the real truth was and how I should visualize this, and it actually leads to further enhancements in our community. But have they lost sight of their main game, building something that brings value to users? When the Corda settler first came out, it was really innovative. The fact that you could build their own dApps, these R3 apps that you could build on their platform that would enable them to do anything. And I'm not sure if the lawsuit had something to do with slowing them down and not being able to reach their goal, because during the span of the lawsuit with Ripple, where they were saying you didn't give it to us for cheap. I'm sorry, we wanted it for cheap and the price went up and you're not honoring the original deal. You know, uh, in the end, it's assumed that SBI came in and said, "Suck it up, Buttercup. Go out there, get this deal going, and get Corda moving forward." So they lost some time with that lawsuit, and during that time, I'm sure that Ripple had some insight into what their vision was before they made the agreement. And while the lawsuit was going on, we had the creation of Spring, and Spring is out there supporting and helping different small organizations build out solutions. And today was going to be all about Spring, but then R3 just comes in and bogarts the whole thing. So and the grievances of the developers isn't the end of it. It's just being a developer. I know, being a developer and somebody who's also managed developers, I know how grievances of developers can really take center stage, as it did in this article, and how it does on most projects. Because if you lose your developers, then you're not able to continue building what you wanted. And it's not, it's a little bit different. It's not like hiring burger flipper at McDonald's, where you take a day, you do some cross training, and they understand what's going on. No, it takes months oftentimes for people to really understand the full architecture of what you're building out, and to really provide value and become the lead developer, the one that you can just go to and they think in code and they understand all the rules. That can take a year or more. And dealing in this blockchain space, part of the challenge with that is that blockchain DLT is a new concept. So just getting that plugged into your head about how it all works, and then being able to develop a solution that doesn't exist today. You can't look at something else and say, "Yeah, I want that." Instead, you have to envision it, have great visualization capabilities, dream about what the architecture is going to be, and then create it in code. And I love doing software because it's like writing poetry, and code is beautiful. I think it's absolutely beautiful. But to lose your lead developer, somebody who is a fantastic coder and just knows how to build this stuff out and can architect a well grounded solution that doesn't need to be refactored being rebuilt because it has glitches in it and isn't as optimized as it needs to be, is a big loss. So SG will trip you to get the keyboard and win today at Chip's party. Be careful. Oh, whatever. I'm a winner. I am a massive. You guys don't understand. I win. I just know I'm a winner. I go places and I often win. I never win the $1 million, right? But it's my winning spirit that has made me, invest in lottery tickets, thinking maybe this will transition to lottery. Never did, right? So, good morning, Anthony. Welcome. I'm happy you're here. Um, so I'm doing that clicking thing again. I don't like that. They need to loosen their panties. Who needs to loosen their panties? The developers? I think management needs to loosen their panties. If you can't get the developers to rally around what you want to build, good luck, right? As a developer, When decided to go from back from management into development, I had previously been an Android developer. I had a startup that was based on building native Android development stuff. But based on where I saw the most innovation going on, I turned down Android development jobs because I wanted to work with JavaScript. I think there's a brighter future for JavaScript. I have what I deem to be the best Android phone, but in just visualizing what I wanted to create in with my capability, I go where I want to go. And that is why Google sort of bows down to their engineers. That's why they have a gluten-free kitchen and a vegetarian vegan kitchen. There's different places on the campus where you can go and find the food that you want. They have buses, big, massive, beautiful buses with TVs, Wi-Fi, everything, driving from Palo Alto to San Francisco all day, every day. They start at about 7 a.m. in the morning and they go until I think 10 at night, right? And they have sleep pods, right? Does your office have a sleep pod? Probably not. But why sleep under your desk when you can go to the pod and sleep? So, honestly, developers are the lifeblood of technology driven organizations. You have to make sure that they're happy. If they're not happy, you don't have a product, right? Anybody who has an app idea, just try and build a, I don't care how many wireframes or pictures you have. If you can't find a developer to develop your software, you're at a loss. And so you just woke me up, Zbits. Love it, love it. Software development jobs shortage. And no, engineer shortage. I'm already at the end. So, February this year, it's time to worry about the engineering talent shortage, right? What engineering shortage? Americans think they have a shortage of STEM workers. Engineering talent shortage now top. Um, December 2018. This just has a clickbait title. Think the talent shortage is bad now? Just wait. For much of the last 10 years, employers have enjoyed a relative abundance of talent across most job functions. Don't give me any numbers. No. But I'll cover that later. But about 10 years ago, I did a talk about this not too long ago. About 10 years ago, part of the reason that we see so much stuff about girls in code and STEM and kids doing development and all these camps is partially because organizations realized that looking out 10 years, not only did we have a shortage then, but we will have a shortage in the future. And that's part of the reason there's so much focus on girls who code and getting these kids into campuses so that they can see what a job in technology would look like. And having mentored youth to hopefully get into technology for the last couple of years, it's a real problem. It takes months sometimes to find a qualified, good, hardworking developer. You can find a developer, but a lot of them do, not a lot of them, but there's developers out there that can't find a job. And the truth of the matter is that some of them just don't think the way they need to. They don't write poetry. And I want poetry. If I'm going to hire you, I want poetry. Bubba Shipes, sincerely, George, you're already a winner, but having fun playing the game is what it's all about. And you have that part nailed down. I do. I am a winner. I'm a winner every day, my dear. And I win when I get out of bed. I get more time to make technology pies. It's awesome. So Anthony says, RTV Dutchy, maybe there was an accident, by be forgiving for a moment. Thanks. I'm not sure what you did, Anthony, but we got lots of love in here. Have you looked to see if R3 is looking for new people? And didn't you say you work with software in one of your past streams? Coil is working this time, by the way. Awesome. Thank you, Nate. Yeah, I checked on that after you said it. And R3 is looking for developers. I did look at that. I never like to type in or just click. So they are looking for developers. And it's about, right, careers. So they have three predominant locations: London, New York, and Buenos Aires, I believe, right? But delivery manager, developer evangelist, front-end web developer, who cares, production dev ops engineer, but they're bleeding money. I think that is the bigger problem, right? As we talked about in this June article over here, which I didn't go into too much in depth, they are bleeding money. A five-figure cloud storage, cloud bill every year, and you're not making a lot of money yet. It's scary for people that are investing. Like, when will you actually start turning a profit? When will you bring some clients in here that are going to buy the subscription for this service? The investors usually when you're looking at a startup, you look at a 2-year trajectory as to when things will become profitable. That's what a lot of your models are built on. Sure, it can go out longer, but when I make my investment, I want to know that in about 700 days, I'm going to start getting money back, that you will start being profitable. Um, and if you have a longer trajectory on when you'll start being profitable, then you start having issues and having a difficult time bringing people in, because other people are saying I can be profitable now. So, all right. I heard most devs only stay 2 to 4 years at Google. Um, it's working at Google is very hard. But I've heard that, you know, I think most developers stay at Google longer. But let's see. Well, no, we're over time already, but let's dig into that, because I think that helping you guys understand what's going on in the developer community is awesome. So, hello, Mummy on Deck. Awesome to have you here. We've been digging in. Oh my goodness, the digital nomad investor stopped in. Wow. I feel honored. I don't know if you've ever checked out his channel, but another great content creator that really takes the conversation in a good direction. Anthony Jackson says, sorry, I'm late. I was on the phone with the Black Widow altcoin whisperer, and she wouldn't stop talking. Oh my goodness. You got her on the phone? Wow. Well, AJ, I was saying that you need to be in Chip's live stream tonight, so you better be there. That is the big thing. So, guys, I am pretty much over. I don't know what you guys didn't help me feel any better about this R3 thing. I'm going to be stalking, this all day, trying to figure out if I can find an answer. I might even end up on LinkedIn saying, "Hey, any way I can get into this private chat between the developers? I'm a developer." Yes. Um, what's with the palm face, Pate? What? What? I have great ideas. I posted a great idea yesterday on the internet. I think it's a great idea. I'm not going to go into it here. I'm still waiting for feedback from one other person, but yes. So I think you guys should dig into this a little bit more. We talk a lot about R3, SBI, and Swift, and the little love relationship that's going on there, and how it all intersects with XRP. This isn't, definitely not FUD. I think this creates more opportunities for people to look for opportunities to intersect. Will R3 actually let go of this relationship with Swift? Because they're already in with Swift. They're enabled to actually run on Swift. Like, that is over here, right? We're proud to be pioneering this work with Swift on the GPI Link initiative and R3 Corda Settler. Swift intends to expand blockchain access to its GPI Link is an important step towards enterprise blockchain adoption, and Corda is already a leader in this space. The ability for firms utilizing enterprise blockchain applications to settle off-chain using existing, established, and trusted payment networks like Swift allows firms to access the efficiency gains from blockchain while reducing the friction in crossing between on-chain and pre-existing payment systems. So they're already a shoe-in, because we haven't heard this news about anybody else. And I think of them sort of as being, I think of R3 as sort of being a mediator, or a go-between between Swift and Ripple, because we haven't heard about those two working together, but we know that there is relationship there. It's just, how good is that relationship? That's what I want to know. Are you guys building deals? Are you guys working together? Is one buying the other? What's up? Tell me. That's what I want to know. So I think that's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed this. You guys didn't come back with any comments, and AJ saying, if I was a priest and Calvin Knight was an altar boy, oh, good. Why was that not suppressed? Holy cow, you get off the phone with the whisper and then you come in here with that. You're horrible. Horrible. All right. Good morning, everybody. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This brings us to the end. I do want to let you know that I did talk to Flora Amara, uh, and about her 25 XRP winnings, and I was completely shocked, but I didn't push it. She said I could give it away, that, she didn't need it. I'm in the UK. Feel free to give it away to somebody else. And I was like, are you crazy? But I was like, okay. She was super, super happy about hitting 1,000 subscribers as well. So, I just let it slide because I know that there's people in the XRP community that would appreciate it more. Why do you look at gift horse in the mouth and say, no, I don't want it? Like, no, come on, bring on those stickers. So I will be giving that away. I'm thinking tomorrow, and the winnings that were offered up yesterday, Carl Lewis, I did get your winnings over to Bob Moneybag, so he will allocate that appropriately right into his wallet. And Connie, I believe you got yours as well. So I am almost I'm really excited. I'm really excited, guys. I'm not making gains as quickly as Crypto Boo Boo, but I am excited. I have more work to do on my channel, but my channel says I am 8 away from hitting 400 subscribers. So probably next week I will have another 25 XRP giveaway, and then another wait as we get to 400. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let's move this along. But my plan is to do a 25 giveaway from the 300 XRP or 300 subscriber level. I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then, not to get you guys into overkill, but to do one maybe Tuesday. Mondays suck. I don't like Mondays. So I'd rather have a lot of excitement. So Tuesday, if I'm over 400 subscribers, I will do another giveaway of 25 XRP. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Please like this video. Please share it with your friends. Please watch it as many times as you want. I'm hitting my goals, and I'm happy to be doing it with you guys. So on that note, I am over and out. Over and out. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm off to drink my coffee. I hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.